Hello, everybody, and welcome into ZSR2. Today we've got the Skyward Sword Randomizer Season 4 tournament. This is a Group C race in the round robin between Jasnix and Oni. Tracking today are Ryukin and Vibrant Viola, and commentating alongside me is 64-bit Link. How are you, 64?
Good. This should be an exciting race. Yeah, I believe Jasnix is the 1 seed in the group, and Oni, despite being the 2 seed in the group, probably is at equal skill level with most of the 1 seeds.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is Oni is pretty close. Like, the gap between the 1 seeds and the 2 seeds, I think. So, the Remlets tournament 2 years ago, there was a pretty wide gap between, like, the top 3 or 4 players. That has been shrinking, and Oni is one of the people that is hot on their heels. So I think this could be a good race. I know Oni has beaten Jasnix in a few races. Jasnix certainly has like the experience edge, but Oni is really good. So I think it could be a fun race. It could come down to it's rando. It could come down to who gets what, if it's a jet seed and only one of them catches the jet, or some trick that just pays off. So I think will be an exciting race.
Yeah, so overall, I think Oni's played 2 matches, and Jasnix has only played 1 match, so there's still, as far as group standings, I guess this will kind of determine whether Oni is the first place out of the group.
Yes, and yeah, the winner, this is Group C, so the winner would play, the number 2 person from the group would play KitKat, who's the number 1 in Group B. The number 1 person out of the group is going to play, I believe, Nindy, Nindy just locked up the 2nd seed. So, for Nindy, who's here, it's a potential preview. Because it's Group B and Group C matchup. And our spawn is outside Fire Sanctuary, which you can't do anything here, but Elden, you can do a lot. We've got Cistern, Earth Temple, and Sandship. With Baron Sandship. That's an adventure.
Yeah, Baron Sandship is always interesting. I didn't catch all. Okay, so there's no Baron Betrow, so there is a potential that we might see Tentala skip.
Yes. I think decently likely that we do, depending on, because Baron Dungeons you can put off till the end. The thing about Baron Sandship, because I had a Baron Sandship seed in a tournament, is you can have a Baron Sandship seed where you still have to do basically the entire dungeon. Because your first small key is in the treasure room. And yeah, Volcano Ascent, so a few things Jasnix can do here in... Was that... AC Boss Key chest has the AC Boss Key, which I think was just a random hit. Baron Dungeons tend to lead to us getting random hints. That also could maybe tell us a Triforce is in a song, is in a silent realm, or something else. You get these random hints when hints get eaten up. So that is an interesting one to get. I'm pretty sure that was vanilla Sister and Boss.
Yeah, I didn't quite see it. 2 Earth Temple boss.
No, it was Bacable had the boss key.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not going to be able to get into Earth Temple without the digging mix. You can't really do much anyway with the items they have. That is Upper Skyloft to Coloctos. But yeah, there's... Yes, they started with Skyward. Jasnix hasn't checked yet, but I think he knows it's not a real item, so it doesn't matter immediately.
Yeah. So,
although the scale does put a cube in logic. Oh no, it doesn't, because he doesn't have a wager. But yeah, the cube on Sandslide. And there's a group of Tadtones there here in lower Elden. Yeah, so the cube in Sandslide that's kind of slow to get to is going to be accessible with the scale that Jasnix has.
yeah.
So I wonder if he's going to do out of bounds or if he's just going to leave. Like, if he knew he had scale, Elden out of bounds could be a good call. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, looks like he's going for it. So yeah, by luring these bokoblins up here, he can get this one that's close to him to hit him and knock him up onto the ledge. Unfortunately, not getting the greatest RNG. Yeah, I think he might need to reset it.
The timing is a little tricky.
And also sometimes you just get RNG that where the bokoblin just does not do the correct attack.
There we
go. Yeah, got that one.
So basically the recoil of bokoblin attack will push you up. So, oh, okay, yeah. I thought he was on the wrong side of the wall there, but solid. I also wonder if we're going to see Jasnix just do dig spot RBM here with this. I don't think he will, but there's definitely a chance he just goes for it. Oh, there is digging mix that Oni's going to grab. Sitting right here in Elden.
Yeah, that's why I find it interesting. Yeah, that's why I find it interesting that Jasnix kind of rushed the back of Elden. Because, yeah, Oni now has an advantage by being able to do the upper part of Elden with the mitts already and just being able to clear much more efficiently.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be huge. I will lower his sound. Sorry, his audio might be a little loud. Sorry, getting the audio balance right can be tricky. I don't think it'll be a huge advantage for him. Especially because Jasnix can now just ride... Well, he can't ride it up because he didn't... Yeah, he can't... But, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, those mitts are in a nice location for sure. Because they'll let Oni fully clear Magma Turf here. I mean, the nice thing for Jasnix is for him, it's probably going to be faster to just fly to the sky and then go back up top because he grabbed the statue. So I don't think it's a huge time loss necessarily. Oh, and that slingshot now does put all of Upper Elden in logic too. So yeah, I mean, I will also say I don't know that Oni knows Elden out of bounds. It's a trick that I feel like vanilla speedrunners know a lot more because it's used especially in the HD speedrun and the old any % pre-bit.
Okay, looks like in Boko Base, the upper chests, one of the upper chests pinged, but not any of the lower chests.
Yeah, so that's going to require a decent number of items to get.
Yeah, well, I think like
including magma mitts, but
yeah, I think really magma mitts and bombs at minimum, but yeah, probably a lot more convenient with like claw shots and.
Oh yeah, you're not really gonna want to go to Boko Base without a lot of things. Boko Base is one of those regions that just you often last location it if you can't full clear it because climbing up a second time is really slow. And you've seen races where there's something in Boko base that has your progress, and people just last location it because they can only do 1 or 2 chests. Yeah, I mean, so far, pretty. Yeah, we're basically going to see them just cross paths here in Elden. Oni trying to run up where the Boko is. You can't do that. You got to get to the side of the Boko.
Yeah, what I find easier is to just run up a little bit to the right, and then until the Boko sees you, and then and then you're able to run up unimpeded.
Yeah, and there is, I didn't see this on Oni's side, but one of the key pieces for Earth Temple is above Magma Turf, so that is hard locked behind the beetle, so they can't get into Earth Temple. Although, again, there's not much you can do in Earth Temple right now with the items they have.
Yeah, well, not much logically.
Yeah, I mean, you could key seed, I guess, to go deeper.
Yeah, but because we need Beetle to get in there to get the key pieces anyways, it's really yeah.
You also, I feel like, key seed in Rando outside of like a spoiler log setting is just not usually a strategy you want to do. There's no way Oni knows that, because it's a very niche vanilla speedrun trick. Not niche, but if you're a rando only player, you're not going to know it. Whereas Elden Out of Bounds might be something you learn because it's situationally more useful.
Yeah. Well, plus, yeah, with the rupee checks, having Beetle is a lot more impactful.
Yeah. Yeah, so what we're going to see Jasnix do, I think, is probably go to the sky, get the checks outside of Earth Temple, and then go to the sky again to get the checks outside of the 2 checks near the bottom. So they're going to be getting out of here at pretty close to the same time. Maybe Jazz will get out a little faster. That is, Betro 50 is dead. That's a hint you like to get.
Yeah. It is interesting though. So you have these 2 always hints. You have the always hint for Bat 50 and the always hint for the water dragon's reward, and they each take up 2 hint slots. So it's always kind of feels bad when you get the second of those hints.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when you're like looking for like the last Triforce hint, or like you're just almost go mode and you're just looking for like the dungeon sometimes hints, and then you just get something you already know.
Yeah, and we kind of did that intentionally. We wanted hints to be useful but not too powerful. So that's why that's why we didn't have a lot of good always hint locations, and we decided to do Betro 50 instead of more sometimes hints. And then the Triforces, though, that was pretty intentional. 1 hint for each, so that if you're in go mode and just looking for a Triforce, you have pretty good incentive to go get the hints. Although, again, there are weird quirks where if a Triforce is on an always location, you're not going to get the Triforce hint. That'll eat some hints. If you have a Triforce in a Silent Realm, that will also eat a hint. And Jasnix is just going to do Elden Out of Bounds again. I thought he might just fly and go down to the bottom of Ascent and climb up that way.
Yeah, I'd say this is almost certainly faster, but it is kind of a bit annoying to have to do this trick a second time.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I thought maybe even if the mitts weren't there, dig spot RBM just for this dig spot could be worth it in this scenario.
Yeah, I mean, dig spot RBM still takes a while to do, and so it's one of those things where I think its usefulness is a lot less with that sand slide cube.
It is, yeah. Yeah, and this is now, like, right, we're seeing they're basically going to get out of here around the same time. I really think this is because Jasnix had to double dip to get over here. Having to do that out of bounds trick twice. But they're going to basically be leaving Eldon at the same time.
Yeah, but we can see the advantage of the Eldon out of bounds because Oni had to go the long way to get to the sandslide area. Oh, Jasnix unfortunately threw that bomb like a frame or two too early.
Yeah, so not a whole lot here in Eldon, though. Surprisingly barren, actually. Like...
Yeah, I mean, we got, like, mitts, and we basically got the items we needed to clear it and nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, we got a slingshot, mitts. They started with scale.
Is this going to be an early Thunderhead?
Yep, it's got to be.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about doing early Thunderhead with no swords. Because it's a play I will go for if I have swords, but I feel like it's less efficient if you are only able to get one item from Isle of Songs.
Well, speaking of swords, Jasnix will probably get that sword.
Yeah, okay,
The Magma Turf Cube is in Thunderhead, yeah. He is also setting up a corrupt file. Oh no.
Yeah, so he basically just started his file right before the Thunderhead cutscene started playing after saving it. So he's gonna combine this with the Skyloft trip.
That was Sky to Scaldera. Yeah, that is actually pretty smart, now that I think about it. So Sky to Scaldera, that cannot be a Goddess Cube. So I think we're going to see Oni ping the Spiral Charge Rocks. And Water Dragon's reward is dead. I didn't see the Spiral Charge Rocks. I know Oni pinged them, but it was so fast. Aurora's Courage has a sword. Okay.
Yeah, that's always interesting when you wind up with a trial having a sword, because that sword could just be on one of the relic items, in which case it's really fast to get, or it could be on the trial reward, in which case it's not super slow, but it's depending on what trial it is. Like for
it's a useful hint to have, because if you are short one sword, you just know where your final sword is.
Yeah, but you're probably not going to go out of your way for that sword until you're otherwise in go mode.
No, there's no way. And that wallet is going to be really nice for Jazz. That will essentially allow him to full clear Beetle's shop. And he's short 5 rupees to full clear if he needs to. He can peek everything with the money he has, at least. That is a baby rattle for... Oh no, Village is not dead. I'm so used to Skyloft Village being dead in these seeds.
Yeah, it's 2 checks, so like,
it's pretty common.
But at the very least, it was not hinted dead. I mean, there's still every possibility that it could just also be dead and just not hinted as such.
Yeah,
because
sand chip is 9 checks, 11 checks.
11, yeah, I think it's 11.
Yeah, sealed grounds is 4. So yeah, I mean, you could have an unhinted barren village. But Jasnix probably will just turn in Baby Rattle while he's here. What did Oni get on the... Was it just crystals on the chandelier? It must have been.
Yeah, I didn't see.
I think it was, because that's the one thing he's got. Chandelier had Emerald Tablet. Oh, okay. Well, that is our Sky to Scaldera hint.
Ooh, that is... I think I have gotten that, like, early curse medal in every one of my seeds thus far in this tournament, and it's very obnoxious to get early.
At least you're gonna go into the bazaar right now.
I mean, Jasnix already went into the bazaar, so he's just gonna have to go back there.
Yeah,
the hardest part of that is just remembering. Like, I would have probably just like gone there instantly and then backtrack just to make sure I remembered, because I have a habit of just forgetting to get rid of the curse medal and then either having to do it later or just not getting rid of it at all.
And
okay, we know where all our tablets are.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're probably gonna go with scale. You're gonna go to Farron first, because of Lake Floria and because Cistern, you can do a lot there. But yeah, that's probably our upper Skyloft to Coloctos is probably just the Emerald Tablet, or it's the whip. No, it's probably the whip.
Yeah, it's almost certainly the whip.
But that whip is super useful for both dungeons. For both Cistern and Sandchip.
Yeah, well, absolutely required for Cistern. Because
and a decent chance that it's going to be required for Sandchip. I mean, 6 of 11 checks locked behind the whip. So, and yeah, Jasnix has to turn in the curse medal. Oni, I think, is now about to go do upper Skyloft here. I didn't see if there's anything useful in Beetle's shop. Oh, Oni hasn't checked it yet. That's why. So they're going to be checking it at the same time.
Yeah, a little bit tricky to hit the bell with the slingshot there, because the slingshot has like a downwards trajectory on it.
Mm-hmm. Better than trying to hit it with the beetle, though. Just chasing the shop with the beetle.
Yeah, you just gotta kind of be smart where you launch the from so that you can try to head it off or trying to chase it.
Well, there's some arbitrage. But yeah, looks like it's only the 100 items. Crystals.
Yeah, with crystals now opens the question, do you go to Betrow for your 10 to check the 5 and 10 rewards?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you do, but potentially you do it alongside turning in the rattle and just open it up at night. I feel like that is a decent option, and I think Jasnix is going to do that. Like, if you're going to do the rattle, it makes sense to chain the two and then warp to start before you fly out. I think they're both going to do it. What have you missed so far? Basically, they are... Jasnix is about 15 seconds ahead of Oni, doing the same things. I predict they're both going to go... Well, although Jasnix has not done anything in Sky, so he's going to do the Sky loop. Oni has done stuff in the Sky. But I predict they're both going to end up in Farron pretty soon. And yeah, sleeping on the bed is faster. It is even more faster if you are in... Oh, Oni hasn't done upper. That's right. If you're playing on emulator, sleeping today in Beetle Shop is significantly faster. Noteworthy hint, not really. I mean, our two paths are solved that we've gotten are solved at this point. It was Upper Skyloft to Coloctos, which is either the whip or the Amber tablet. It's probably the whip. And then Sky to Scaldera, which is the Emerald tablet, which kind of just tells you that either our first beetle or our bomb bag is somewhere in there. And first two checks are dead. I'm a little surprised Oni actually went here during daytime. Oh, because he's got to do Upper Skyloft still, that's why. Yeah. Because he has to do Upper Skyloft, this makes some sense. Yeah, Oni's still not doing Upper Skyloft. Jasnix should get that sword pretty quickly. Okay, that is the Bokoblin. People read hints too fast. And okay, Spiral Charge rocks are dead, so yeah, that... Unless it is Oriel has our bomb bag, it's just the Emerald tablet that's our path to Scaldera. And I actually suspect when Jasnix gets the Emerald tablet, he is just going to go down to Farron instead of checking the hints and talking to Oriel.
Yeah.
He is nervously dousing again, which I'm in the same way. I'll douse something and be like, am I sure I got this right?
Yeah, well, speaking of someone who, who's... My last race was extremely close because I misdoused one item. Being absolutely sure that you caught all the pings is important, but you also need to make sure you're not wasting too much time.
Yeah, I mean, a second or two here and there is not the worst thing. But yeah, it's so we'll see if I think Jasnix is just gonna beeline for Farron here and not. Yeah, he's also probably looking at and thinking, do I want to do the trial RBM, and realizing no, I absolutely do not. There's no advantage to going into Farron trial early here. That's a kind of, if you're gonna do the trial late if you need to. And vanilla start. The Sealed Ground Spiral.
Yeah.
The nice thing is the log is lowered, so we're just going to see Jasnix skip skip the temple entirely. He'll grab the statue, he'll grab the hint, and then make his way through. Triforce of Courage and Thunderhead.
Yeah, so, notably it's because landing behind the temple is significantly faster than landing at Spiral, so that's why we basically will go out of our way to check the behind the temple statue.
Yep. Yeah, that is the fastest one for the end game.
Yeah, now, unfortunately, no claw shots means Jasnix has to take the long way around Farron Woods.
Yeah, I mean, no claw shots, no beetle. Oh, we are seeing an early Zelda's Closet here. From Oni. This is a strategy that was really popular in the Remlets tournament because of where your starting spawn was, and is much more situational now. You're basically playing around with the collision. Yeah, Jasnix, you need basically a beetle to check that, unfortunately. Yeah, like with the items you have, there is surprisingly little you can actually do here in Farron.
Did he see what the item on the tree root was?
I don't know if he did. Oh,
okay.
That beetle is actually potentially pretty big for Oni right now.
Yeah.
That is claw shots locked. But that beetle might just send Oni into... Might send him into Earth Temple. I think he's going to think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are 4 beetles. It's not crazy that Jasnix is going to find one pretty soon. But is quite a useful item. I mean, the other interesting thing here is with Scale and Whip, you can just beat Ancient Cistern.
Yeah, it won't be a particularly fast clear, though.
No, it certainly won't. Because you're not going to be able to... You're probably going to have to check the rupee. Jasnix did not check the hint there in Deep Woods. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that, but...
Yeah. Okay, no, Oni not taking the beetle Earth Temple. I think this makes sense. I think there's still a lot you can't do in Earth Temple right now. Like,
yeah,
you're kind of going to greed for a hook beetle or a bomb bag before you really go into it.
Okay, so Jasnix is going to head to Lake Floria and do those checks and probably do the beginning of Cistern.
I think he's going to just full clear Cistern. With Scale and Whip, I feel like even though it's a little slow, because you can full clear it, you don't really want to have to come back. And you're just going to pray you don't have to get the... There's basically one really, really bad check. There's one chest that claw shots just make kind of trivial, that unfortunately without them, there's no easy way to do.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're talking about the Vines chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Vines chest, yeah, probably wind up just using Cistern Clip to get to...
Yeah.
Yeah, Cistern Clip and climb the rope.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like you can full clear the dungeon, even if you have to do it kind of slowly. Alright, that looks like a red rupee on the lower Bombo Rock. See if there's anything here in Floria. Nothing so far, but there are a lot of things left.
Yeah, it looks like none of the rupee items.
Yep, there's still 3 chests and, well, 1 rupee that Jasnix can't even peek yet, but there's also this Goddess Cube.
And yeah, Jasnix doing a roll to get himself back into the water while the cube cutscene is happening.
Yeah, and then so far nothing on any of the beetle locked things in Farron that Oni was able to get that Jasnix couldn't. Looks like there's nothing on the top of the tree or by the Floriador. That bottle will be nice because now Jasnix is gonna chain that in with Oriel. Yeah, I'm going to be really curious to see where they spawn in Lanayru when they get there. Because they don't have great items to really go do things there right now. So far, nothing really here.
Yeah, just the bottle.
Yeah. But that can be a Baron blocker. And there's our duplicate Water Dragons award. Oni hasn't been into Deep Woods yet.
Okay, so Jasnix thought about going to the sky and then decided he was going to head into Cistern.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely the right choice, even if you decide not to finish it. There are a lot of really quick things you can get here in Cistern.
Yeah.
Rupee Sanity turned Cistern from what used to be a pretty bad dungeon to a very check-dense dungeon.
Okay. Getting one of the keys right away.
That was Cave's Key.
Oh, Cave's Key.
Yeah.
So, that would be really... yeah.
Yeah, I had to read that carefully, but that was definitely Cave's Key.
Yeah, that's one of those things that can trip you up if you're, like, just kind of mashing through the text.
Yeah.
Although you'd probably... Yeah, well, actually in this dungeon, like, you might not even really notice that you're... don't actually have a key, because most of the time, unless you're actually beating the dungeon, you don't tend to use them. Although he'd probably notice when he saw a third key, they'd be like, hey, wait a second.
Yeah, I mean, where Jasnix is, though, he may need 2 keys.
Yeah, right, because of the...
For sure.
Yeah,
potentially need 1.
Yeah, because of the lily pad.
Was that... that was Magma Minutes.
Jasnix, I think, just picking up the bug net as a meme.
That is the Jasnix item. That is his meme item. Yeah, so obviously those Magma Minutes, Jasnix might not come back for a while. But as we said, nothing in Upper Boko base is doable. And that's the only thing right now that the Magma Minutes are going to lock. That looks like both chests, so I mean, we're going to see some Cistern clip, but I have a feeling Jasnix is gonna... Oh, okay. Well,
okay.
You know what? That is a super convenient claw shots. That is one of the most convenient claw shot locations I've seen in a while.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, Oni is going to have a huge advantage when it comes to finding those claw shots, because he'll be able to just vine clip to see what the Ruby Under Lily Pad item is, whereas Jasnix will not.
Yeah. Jasnix, I think, is gambling the Boko and the Ruby Under the Lily Pad right now. That looks like what he's doing here. And he's going to Cistern clip. So this is essentially there's like a 1-frame seam that you can clip through and get to the basement.
Yeah. This is
Boko has the boss key, so he has to go get the boss key.
Yeah.
But he's going to do it after this. Yeah, and once you get the Boko, I think you just go check the rupee if you're Jasnix rather than death warping out. Thank you, Viola. I saw that hint and forgot about it. And there's
one of our Triforces.
I didn't see if that was Wisdom or Courage, but we'll get a hint for it.
I want to say that was Wisdom, but
Well, we got Courage and Thunderhead. So sorry, it was Wisdom or Power. Yeah, Jasnix might. Well, no, he can't beat the dungeon because he has to go to the Boko to get the boss key. He's gonna try to not trigger Janin, the Stallmaster. Did Oni peek the lily pad? Thank you. Yeah, it was Wisdom.
Yeah, I was not watching Oni's screen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it doesn't really matter. Jasnix is gonna check it anyway.
Yeah, this room that Oni is going into much faster with claw shots because you can just claw shot the vine at the end and skip half the room.
So Jasnix is actually just gonna not finish. So I think he's gonna climb up and try and peek the Magma Mitts here.
Yeah, I mean, I think from Jasnix's perspective, it makes sense because I think he's not highly incentivized to immediately finish the dungeon because
I mean, with claw shots to Lineru is wide open.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to hope he can get Bomb Bag or a bow, something that will make the clear faster, as well as a beetle.
Yeah. And also, if you come back there at the and just finish it at the very end of the seed when you have Master Sword.
He can't get the Bokoblin because he can't cut the spider down. He can't.
Right.
I always forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he's not doing it.
Right. That makes sense.
That is not the cube. That cube is disabled, Jazz. Yeah.
Hopefully Jasnix gets all the cubes that are enabled.
Yeah, we switched those two between the co-op tournament and this tournament. We originally put that one in instead of the one on the rope. Because we were like, oh, the one on the rope is harder to get to. Then we played the co-op tournament and we're like, wait a second, no. Jumping down from the tree to that one is surprisingly hard. Whereas there's a really consistent drop down for the other one. Hopefully he knows. But we're going to see Flooded Fair Woods here. We'll see if there's anything. Jasnix will probably kill the Moblin too. Grab this statue, which is definitely important time save. Or he's not going to grab the statue. Well, he probably will when he goes back in. That looks like crystals.
Yeah. So
yeah, that is crystals. If Jasnix grabs the other cube, though, it's going to be after Flooded Faring. Because he's not going to want to climb up here. But hopefully he remembers to grab that statue. Well, I guess he doesn't need the statue now. Well, he might. Those crystals could be useful.
Yeah, I mean, what he could have potentially done, although it would have been a little slow, is grab the cube and then Death Warp to get back up. But yeah, I think
it's not like a fast Death Warp where he is.
Yeah, I mean, there's Yeah, I guess here is a faster death. Okay, I guess he's gonna.
He's just gonna climb because it's probably faster than death warping. From where he is, it is probably a little faster. Or it feels faster. Yeah, hopefully either he remembers that cube or it doesn't have anything. That would be an unfortunate way to lose a race, but this is also not his first race on these settings, so... Flooded Fair and Woods. There are 5 groups of Tad Tones that are enabled, plus the Water Dragon's reward, which is an always hint.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone actually knows what the ideal way to route this is, but I'm always curious watching how Jasnix does it, because...
Yeah, this is kind of the opposite of the way that I do it, but I think it makes sense the way that he's doing it.
He missed one. Yeah.
These are absolutely the worst.
Oh, well, there's our bomb bag.
Okay, yeah, so that was, yeah, very important. So that's going to, yeah.
That's going to be pretty big in Lanayru.
Yeah, it's going to help with Lanayru. Yeah, he still doesn't have access to Earth Temple, which is the other place where it's, like, absolutely required. But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Hook Beetle, he'd be able to skip it, but, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Okay, so I think Jasnix is going to use this Tad Tone for an error refill, or just reach the surface.
You can't get that one without flipping the lily pad.
Oh, right, yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so he did not get that Goddess Cube on the... So from his perspective, hopefully that winds up not being anything important.
Yeah, I'm now going to check which...
That's the one in Thunderhead. It's the Great...
Oh,
or it's
right.
the...
East Island.
Yeah, East Island.
So it could be a while before we see that. And that could... no, that can't be our Triforce.
Oh, right, yeah. So the Triforce... Yeah, because it has to be basically either the regular East Island chest or one of the 3 in Isle of Songs.
Yeah, this is a thing that I got wrong in the tournament document and nobody caught. But yeah, the item hints work differently from the path hints. Let's see, this hint is... That's another sword hint. So that's the Summit Dig Spot. It has a sword.
Yeah, so that's probably gonna be Jasnix's Master Sword if he... Well, I don't know. I mean, it's actually hard to say. Like, it really depends, like, on, I guess, his overall routing, like, whether you go for the trial one or for...
I think you just kind of see where you are, right? Like, if he only has 3 swords, but he has access to the last 2, you're just going to go for the trial and the dig spot because it's not a casino. But yeah, if you get 2 swords on the way, the dig spot is potentially faster than going into the fair and trial.
Yeah. So now it's like the big thing of like the big thing that we're looking for is Harp. And I think maybe one more Triforce hint.
And a bow.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. The first bow will be interesting. But yeah, Harp, the third Triforce hint. We know now that the Triforce in Thunderhead is on the white sword. So Jasnix is going to have to go back for that. But I think he's now going to just do a lot of stuff in Lanayru, which with Cave's Key, Claw Shots, Bomb Bag, you can't quite full clear the region, but you can come pretty close to it. And you can get a lot of information right now. He's going to do Oriel as well. And yeah, I was looking for a beetle.
Yeah. So meanwhile, I believe Oni did actually beat Cistern.
Yeah, and it had Colin's letter. So potentially not a lot of hurt, but yeah, I mean, that Thunderhead cube looms large. Just because if it is something, Jasnix may not get it. But I think from here he's just going to go into Lanayru because there's so much he can do. Because you can full clear Lanayru Mine, you can get the 2 caves hints, you can do most of Sansi.
Yeah, well, it's spawning us in at Pirate, so
if Jasnix gets a beetle in here, he'll be pretty happy. Again, that's just a few more checks that Oni's not going to have to come back for. And those kinds of things potentially add up to a lot of time save.
Yeah. On the other hand, if those 3 beetle checks wind up being junk, potentially this could save Jasnix a lot of time, because getting those checks with the regular beetle or the hook beetle is extremely slow.
Yeah, and I don't think Jasnix is going to come back for it. I do think Jasnix is going to get to Zelda's Closet pretty soon. So I think he will get a beetle soon. But yeah, there were 2 or 3 pings here in Pirates.
Yeah. But, yeah, the thing is, he's still going to be doing probably most of Lanayru before he heads up back to Skyloft.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance that Lanayru...
Yeah, that one chest... Yes. Sorry, yeah, I was just gonna say, that one chest can be kind of deceptive for pings, because it can look like that chest is directly pinging, but it's really the chest behind it.
Yeah, they're basically right on opposite sides of walls. So it's, from the front they overlap, and you can't really tell if there's 2 or 3, or 1 or 2. And yeah, it's, with 1 heart, Jasnix needs to be a little careful here. Well, there's Fire Shield Rings. He still needs Mogramits to get that sword in Summit, but... Jasnix knows what to do to not get hit. Basically, you just don't want to get hit by this Spume here. Which will potentially target him.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you face the camera in the correct direction, that should never happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Jasnix is experienced the game, but even experienced people just accidentally take a heart of damage here or there.
That did not
in power, and it had an empty bottle, I believe.
Okay. So,
but I couldn't see if it had more.
I think it was just 1 item.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can check real quick. People read their hints so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think with song hints in particular, you tend to just be like expecting to mash the text, and so you just have a tendency to, and then you see that it's a song and you're like, oh, but sometimes you can just catch the essential information quickly enough that you don't really need to look at it again.
Yeah, okay, it is Din's power, just an empty bottle. Was able to go back to his video and check that. Alright, and Jasnix is going to do a bunch of Skipper's Retreat out of logic here with the whip trick. I think that was the Cactus Pillar, but the Cactus Pillar and the chest after Moblin, the pings kind of overlap. Either way... Oh no, with Bomb Bag, this is in logic.
Yeah. Okay, gets hit a little bit in the Maka-S Chew Room, but gets through it.
That Chew Room, the Chews troll you hard.
Yeah, if you move correctly, like, it's a fairly low chance that you actually get hit by them, but sometimes you just happen to roll into one of them, and then I'm not surprised to see Oni go back to Elden here. I think with his items, just clearing the temple makes a lot of sense. And so here, Jasnix is going to do a trick to basically, you're going to aggro the Baba with the claw shots, and then claw shot up, and if you're quick, yeah, there we go. And he'll probably death warp from here. Alright, so yeah, the sword on summit is going to be the final sword. No, Jasnix is certainly not going into the third trial. He can get his Triforce and Thunderhead for sure. That is a convenient sword. Though I don't think he's going into Thunderhead for a little bit. I think he's going to at least get the cube in Summit first. I'm hoping maybe when he looks on his tracker, though, he will realize, oh, I got the wrong cube in Farron. I don't think you're going to open Sandchip here. I think you'll just get the statue. Baron Sandchip, there's not much reason. Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering, are we just going to have our first bow is super late, and that's why Sandchip is Baron?
That seems like a decent possibility. I mean, it's kind of surprising we haven't come across a bow yet, considering there are 3 in the pool.
Yeah, and we just got Hook Beetle, which again is just another thing that's going to make Linheiru a little faster for Oni. Potentially, he'll be able to just clear it in one go. If there's stuff in specifically if there are things in the back of fire mode. Yeah, I mean, that's also possible, as Ninji says, is 2 bows could be in Sandchip. You know, we don't have a Teneless Path yet. Although I suspect we're going to get the Teneless Path pretty quickly. I would guess there's a good chance it's just one of these caves. Hits. Although the Deep Woods Deep Woods is interesting because neither of them check that game.
That's Barren Crystals, if I'm not mistaken.
That is Barren Crystals, yes. And Triforce in Mine. Alright. Yeah, so that is telling us Betrow is dead. Yeah, Betrow is on Hinted Baron. Jasnix is gonna... That looks like either a bottle or a blue bird feather.
Yeah, I could not quite tell what it was.
It was light blue. Like, whatever item it was, it's not useful. But yeah, that is knowing how to do that peek from above is a cool little trick. Once Jasnix, so Jasnix, he needs to get a beetle, and then he needs to find, he's gonna have to find Magramith, and then he's gonna have to find a sword. Well, he knows where a sword is. He's gonna have to find a bow. It would not surprise me if there's something weird like our bow is path because our other two bows are. Yeah. Yes. Right. Again. So not required crystals in a location that's not locked by something in Betrow is going to guarantee that Betrow is dead. So, like in this case, there's been nothing on the early Betrow checks that could lock those crystals. So, that is definitely dead. Our Triforce could be on the Goddess Cube. I didn't see what pinged here. But it looks like maybe just that check. Yeah, so the weird thing about crystals is determining whether or not they're barren is sometimes tricky. Yeah, like if you couldn't get to caves without Betrow 40, and that's the highest useful thing, then they could be in a barren region. There's another bottle. And while we're not checking anything, we are at the 1 hour mark. Thank you everyone for coming and watching. Please give a follow to our runners, Jasnix and Oni. Thank you to 64-Bit for commentating with me. And thank you to Vibrant Viola and Ryukin for tracking. They make us look a lot more intelligent when they track stuff, and we can just look at the trackers. I will say it is nice to see some different routing from the two runners. I feel like a lot of the seeds we kind of see similar things.
Yeah, it's partially just kind of happenstance that Oni happened to get that beetle from early Zelda's closet, and that is kind of spiraled into Oni being able to do checks that Jasnix could not do, leading him ultimately to be able to clear Earth Temple.
Yeah. I think Jasnix probably should just Death Warp from here, but...
Yeah, it looks like he is probably just going to just go through the rest of Mines and get to Desert that way.
Yeah.
I do think Death Warping might have been a tiny bit faster here, but Jasnix is very comfortable doing this, so...
Yeah. I think Death Warping is usually faster. Especially because I guess he's going to use his slingshot to get the crystal.
Yeah, so... I think the big argument in favor of death warping is the fact that it then puts you right in position to get the Oasis Cube. Otherwise, the Oasis Cube is very far out of the way.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I feel like it is probably faster.
That said, if Party Wheel had pinged, or the Party Wheel chest had pinged, then the Party Wheel is very out of the way if you spawn out the entrance from Cave. So it is kind of one of those, like, things where you could go either way on it.
And yeah, Cube David were 2 items from Restream No Mode. That's right. If you just got here, the big difference between the two is Oni did early Zelda's Closet, which got him his first beetle. The beetle locked the Magomits outside of Cistern. The second beetle was in Earth Temple, which you needed a beetle to get into. That said, I think Jasnix is probably going to get it pretty soon. Like, once he gets out of Lanayru, I think he's going to do stuff in... Probably do stuff in Spell. Nice. The recoil, if you knock the Boko into the edge of the Time Shift Stone, the Boko dies, because it goes back to the present, where it is a fossil. Only... Trying to go for the fast strats here. Definitely has done his homework on this. Knows all the really fast strats.
Yeah, I am always like stand-up phase. I know like all the master. I know like the master sword strats and the goddess sword strats. The strats for the long sword I don't know as well, because that is something that never comes up in the context of vanilla speedruns.
Yeah.
Whereas
this is definitely a place where you can save time. Alright, looked like the only thing in Iron Node was one of the front chests.
Yeah. But yeah, looks like Oni may have suffered some commentator's curse.
He was doing really well and then just missed the Skyward Strike on the final phase. And then you get trolled by the eye on phase 2. The eye moves around a lot. Alright, so good news for Jasnix is there's nothing Hook Beetle locked here that he's going to have to come back for.
Yeah, the Secret Passes chest is probably one of them. Well, I guess it's not that awkward because he has claw shots. If you ever have to check it without claw shots, it's really awkward because it's one of these other checks that's kind of out in the nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about Lanayru is almost everything is a chest, and so dowsing is really powerful. But this is kind of like the shortcut chest in Fire Node, too, where it can just be out of the way and inconvenient to route in.
Yeah, but since Jasnix has claw shots, he's just gonna claw shot across to get to the North Desert area. Also, that Spiral Charge, not useful because we pinged both of the Spiral Charge rocks and they're dead. Yeah.
The thing for Oni, though, Oni, if he doesn't do early Thunderhead, he is going to need to find Ballad. That is a potential item for no mode. Because... or for go mode for him. To just keep in mind. That looks like 2 pings here in...
Yeah, from what I can tell.
Looked like the first chest and the chest all the way in the back, and... Yeah. So really the question now is, like, is there anything useful on these pirates? Beetle checks. And there's our bow. So reducing the number of items for us to be in go mode by 1. Also, the bow, super useful weapon that will one-shot almost every enemy. Is Jasnix in no mode? No, because he doesn't know where any beetles are.
Yeah, and we still don't know where the the harp is.
Yeah, the harp is a giant problem.
Yeah. So
the harp is not going to be hinted. We're not going to know where it is. I think he's going to warp to start out of here and then probably go check some stuff on Skyloft. I don't think it's going to be that bad for him because I think... Oh no, he still wants to get the cube on Sand Oasis. I don't think it's going to be...
That's harp on the quick beetle lock check in the Pirates, the right pillar.
Okay, so
that is absolutely tragic for Jasnix.
Yeah, that could be so I don't think he is long from getting the beetle because I think he's running low on things to do. So he is going to go to Skyloft. Again, the thing about Oni that he is still missing is where is his ballad?
Right, yeah. If Oni does not do early Thunderhead, then...
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be an interesting one. Also, welcome in Raiders, Zelda Dissen. Thanks for hopping in. This is going to be a tight race, because yeah, I do think to some extent Jasnix is on a timer. But again, the fact that early Thunderhead has not been done yet by Oni is the big question mark. But also, I could see Oni just, if he knows early Thunderhead, like if he knows the one in Farron, just doing it. I just don't know how comfortable he is with it. I would guess he knows it, but maybe doesn't do the Elden one. Like, the one most people know down is the Farron one. The good news for Jasnix, though, is that cube he missed in Farron is not going to cost him. That will be good for him. Yeah, I mean, early Thunderhead is not a super hard trick, so I think Oni knows. He knows at least one early Thunderhead. It's just I don't know which ones he knows. Because like Oni here, really he's just gonna need. Oni just needs the bow. And then he knows where his swords are. He knows where his Triforce is. This is going to be a really tight one. But Jasnix is going to get his beetle soon. So it's really then just a question of how quickly does he go and get... when does he go back to Pirates? Because it could be a while.
Yeah. Where was the second beetle?
In Earth Temple.
Okay.
So it was beetle locked.
Yeah, now we have the one goddess chest that's not pingable from far away.
Yeah.
And Jasnix is not even going to bother to ping it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think his Robo Jumper figured out that it essentially spawns in when you get to a certain distance. Which is why it's not dousable from afar. It's a very wonky... Like I said, chest dowsing is really powerful, but it has some weird quirks. Like I said, I just think he is going... Yeah. he had to be going to Skyloft, and so he'll get the beetle. But yeah, that early Zelda's Closet could just be the decider. Is Jasnix going to Metro here?
He saw the Baron hint, so I don't know. Or, well, it wasn't really a Baron hint, but like he should know that there can't be anything useful. Yeah. Unless he thinks that, well, no, because it can't...
It's not out of logic to get to caves.
Yeah, so I don't know why... Yeah, maybe he just either forgot about that hint, which is something that... I'm very guilty of forgetting Baron hints.
I mean, unless this is something useful and we just missed it. Like...
Oh, well...
Was Caves Key bad? No, it wasn't. Yeah.
Caves Key was
in Cistern.
Yeah, in Cistern, because I misread it at first as a Cistern small key.
No, Oni has it, because that is the one. Yeah, if for some reason Caves Key is out of logic. So Sandship is Baron. So when Oni gets a bow, he will clear it. Like when Oni gets his bow, he's in go mode. He's gonna have to get the bow, which was it Fire Node or Lightning Node?
Well, there was one bow on Lightning Node, one bow on the Sand Oasis chest.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, I mean, literally once Oni gets his bow, he's in go mode.
It might take him a while to get there.
Yeah, like I think he's gonna go clear mine because he got the hint for mine.
He will get it.
Yes, he will get it. So Jazz is gonna get his beetle, and then it's a question of where does he go. Like I think he's gonna go to Cistern first. But yeah, I mean he is on a hard clock here. And so...
I mean, I could see Jasnix just going right to Earth Temple with that, just because it's true. Like... Cistern, like, is just like a couple of out-of-the-way checks and beating the boss where you would prefer, if at all possible, to chain that into the end game.
Yeah, I was just thinking if he saw the mitts, maybe he would go... But yeah, so that...
Right.
So... Oni, that sword is really what puts Oni in go mode. I mean, although if he didn't get it, he would just do the Farron trial anyway.
Yeah. So, well, I guess we'll figure out which option. Okay, so Jasnix is heading towards Farron. So I guess maybe he will be getting those Magma mitts.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he saw those were Magma mitts, he really wants them. But
yeah, because also
is the big question for Jasnix, because I just don't know when he's going back to Pirates. But yeah, I think he's going to do Cistern first, and then go to Earth Temple. But yeah, I mean, this is it. I think it's pretty clear. Like Oni is in the driver's seat right now. Yeah, that is my concern, is that he does Boko base before Pirates, especially because he's going to have the ability to chain Boko base into Summit.
Yeah, and he knows that the Summit digging has probably the faster of the swords to collect.
Yeah, I mean, Pirates is not attractive because there's just nothing. The only reason Pirates is maybe attractive is if you want to chain it with stuff in Gorge. But, like, you don't have Bellows. He knows... So, like, yeah, I mean, it's just... Yeah, this could, again, I think Oni is going to do mine first. And then I think he's going to get the Sand Oasis cube pretty quickly, because if he death warps out, or the Sand Oasis chest, so he may just skip a ton of desert. Can regular beetle do quick beetle checks? Yes, the two in Pirates. Because you have to stand in a precise place, they're not deemed in logic. But they are doable pretty trivially. It's you have to know where to stand to not hit the vertical kill plane. And yeah, I mean, Oni, yeah, is gonna go in here, do a couple things, but yeah, so Hook Beetle and regular Beetle have the same range. So anything you can do with Hook Beetle, with regular Beetle, you can do with Hook Beetle. Oh, and Jazz is going to just check the lily pad here, I think. Because if you use the C button and peek, if you go into first person view, and you can usually peek this pretty easily. And yeah, to treasure. Do both runners have a bit magic file? Neither runner has a bit magic file. Neither one set up for 10 skip.
Yeah, which I find interesting. I would have thought Jasnix might have, but yeah, especially with the Sandship Baron hit, because yeah, at that point that the heart container can't have anything useful, so you just go ahead and. But yeah, Jasnix decided not to set up a bit magic file.
Yeah, and Oni, I don't think did either.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, 10 skip, it's, what, like a minute time save? Something on that range?
Yeah, something like that. It's, with fast text, it's probably a little bit more than that, but yeah, still, true, yeah. It's, yeah.
With Sandship Baron, it would have made sense for them to set it up.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely ask Jasnix why he didn't in the interview. I mean, he may have his reasons.
Yep. Yeah, and they both may have reasons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Tantalus fight itself is like 3 minutes, has a lot of just cutscenes, a lot of waiting around, and yeah, there's ultimately is not all that interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's an auto-scroller, essentially. Not quite auto-scroller to get up to the top, but yeah. Jasnix is saving a little bit of time here with the bomb bag to beat. Yeah,
plus having the bow for phase 2 means that he'll be able to just do 2 uncharged bow shots once he breaks open the cage.
Or just one charged one with the bow he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if Oni death warps out of here, he's gonna get to his go mode pretty quickly.
Yeah, it depends on which direction he decides to clear Lanayru Desert.
Yeah. But death warping makes it more likely that he's going to get the Sand Oasis chest first, which had our bow. Had one of our 2 bows. Because what he's going to do is enter from mine. So he's probably going to get the cube and then get the Sand Oasis chest. So I think this is very firmly Oni's race.
Yeah. Oni terrified me for a second. Accidentally hitting quit there, but then got the. But yeah, that was probably just a nunchuck glitch. Because you can get analog glitch on text prompts sometimes in this game.
And we see right there Oni pinging. He sees Sand Oasis chest. He's probably going to get the cube first. No, he's actually going for the chest first.
Yeah, and then we'll have to see what he does once he gets.
I mean, I think his go mode is pretty clearly go do sand chip. Like, he is in go mode because he can get his final sword no matter where it is. So I think he's just going to go to the sky, go to harbor, beat sand chip.
Yeah. Now, one interesting thing here is, like, I think it's, is if you're gonna, if you want to access sand ship, the one downside of landing at harbor is then you have to hit the boat and watch that rather slow cutscene of the boat activating. Whereas if you think to...
wait, Oni doesn't have Thunderhead access yet. He is not... He's going to have to do early Thunderhead to actually get his final Triforce.
Yeah, but he does know it's in Thunderhead.
Yeah, he got the hint for sure. So I think what he's going to do is do early Thunderhead from Farron. My guess is that's the one he feels most comfortable with. He may not know what the trigger is in... Potentially may not know what the trigger is in Elden. Like, that's why Jasnix did it. But I think he knows early Thunderhead. And now it's just kind of a question of, like, how bad is the sandship access? It's bad no matter what, but... Yeah, I mean, he has to shoot the boat to get into it no matter where he comes from. So he has to watch this cutscene either way.
Yeah, but, yeah, well, what I was talking about earlier, the cutscene of the boat activating, and if you think to check the skipper's statue, you can land there and then just immediately sail.
Yeah, and here's the base, and this is, like I said, this is now just kind of, unless... All right, so that is the chest at the bottom, I think. It's not the stern. So I think we will see Oni mass skip here. Like, if Jasnix got... The thing is, Jasnix is now so far behind that basically his only way of winning, I think, is if...
Okay, well, if Oni... dungeon exit, mass skip there, and...
He's not going to get it. He did not make it down. Yeah, I mean, he'll lose a little bit of time, but I don't think there's a way for Jasnix to catch up at this point. Oh, he's just going to warp to start to mass skip. This is slow. There are several ways to mass skip. There is the dungeon exit, which is a tight window. There is, I don't know who discovered it, but one where you kind of jump off into the loading zone. There is the bomb mass skip. There is, if you have a key, just exiting. There was a Remlets thing that we were able to do. But yeah, I wonder if he's going to go to Farron and early Thunderhead first. Or if I don't know what the early Thunderhead trigger is for Lineru.
Yeah, there's one if you get a certain Phi text while talking to a robot, but that's probably the least known one, and I'm not 100% confident in knowing exactly how to trigger it, so it's probably not the one I would go for.
I don't think it is going to be the one he goes for.
Yeah, probably. Like, at this point, Oni has no reason to go back to Elway, so he'll probably just go to Farron and just do early Thunderhead from there. And maybe combine that with just going into the Farron trial, hoping that the sword is one of the 3 relics in that trial as opposed to the reward. Jasnix getting the cutscene skips for that drawbridge, which are rather precise to get.
Yeah, those are the harder cutscene skips.
So Oni got a small key there, so it'll be interesting to see if he decides to just save scum one of those keys immediately, or just like...
I think he's going to check the basement first. Like, it's possible, actually, Oni will just go into Farron Trial if he's doing early Thunderhead in Farron. Because he doesn't have to play the song.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think... I didn't see if there's anything in Treasure Room, but I think he's gambling that this ping is just the boss key. Kind of the worst thing you can have in Oni's shoes is that you have to go do the brag.
Yeah. So Jasnix got Quick Beetle. That might save him, because that might be the thing that might prompt him to go back to Pirates. It's probably in his mind still not like the greatest play, but at least now it makes that a lot faster and less bad of a prospect.
Especially because he might think, I'm just going to go do Sandship.
Yeah.
Song of the Hero contains Nehru's wisdom required. Okay, so our ballad is in the Nehru trial. That's what that is telling us.
Yeah, which I think, Jasnix will probably be able to deduce that as well, even with the fact that he doesn't know where Harp is. Harp cannot be locked behind a trial because you need Harp to access the trial. So...
yeah. That's... yeah. But... yeah, I mean, this is... yeah, I mean, this is a seed where early Thunderhead is pretty big. And that is the thing that, again, if Oni doesn't know it, he's in big trouble. But I think he knows at least one version of early Thunderhead.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not going to be fast to do the Farron one, but it's faster than hunting for Ballad.
Yeah, my general philosophy for doing early Thunderhead has been that I will go for it if I just, like, in most seeds, if I get White Sword, I'll just automatically do early Thunderhead, because at that point it unlocks 4 checks. But
yeah, so Magomits, they both have them. But the harp is on one of the rupees in Pirate Stronghold that is logically quickly unlocked. The 2 mitts, one was just out in the open in Elven, the other was on the rupee outside of Ancient Cistern. But yeah, I mean, Basically, this is Oni's race to lose as long as he knows early Thunderhead. I would guess it's going to be a 145 to 150 if he knows early Thunderhead. If he does not, then Jasnix has a narrow opening. Just given how slow it's going to be for Oni to get Ballad. But the fact that he rushed here...
Yeah, I think if Oni did not know early Thunderhead, he would have cleared Desert.
That's my thought, too. But yeah, this is, like I said, I think basically we're going to see Oni go to Farron. He's going to go open up Skyview, do early Thunderhead.
Here's the sad irony is, like, Jasnix spent so much of this seed without a beetle, and now he has a tough beetle.
Yep. I mean, that first beetle ended up being huge.
Yeah, see, when I have bow, I usually just shoot the bombs on the boulder with the bow. Like, usually from back around where the Phi trigger would be in vanilla.
Yeah, Jasnix is going to do RBM to raise the pegs. And yeah, I mean, if what Oni is about to do is what I think, this is pretty much over. We can click him in go mode if he does early Thunderhead. And yeah, no, Jasnix is looking for the harp, which we know is on one of the pirates' rupees. We definitely should ask both runners why they decided not to do bit magic files.
Yeah, so with Tough Beetle, you can make it all the way in reverse across this entire tunnel to where the Rupee and the Dragon Mouth is.
Yeah, the Tough Beetle has quite the range.
Okay, so I think we predicted correctly, and he's
I think he's going to go
trial.
do the Farron trial just because it's here. And basically hope it's not on the reward. Again, if he's coming to early Thunderhead here, this makes sense. Oh, Jasnix did not reach all the way with Tough Beetle, but from here he can do it. You have to go a little deeper with the Quick Beetle or Tough Beetle than he did to reach here, but...
Yeah, I think I usually go to, like, just about where that Lizalfos platform is.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think Oni basically, if this is on the reward, this is slower. But if it's on a Dusk Relic on the way, this is probably slightly faster. This trial just... You don't want to skip everything. Oh, Oni didn't get the hint about the Summon Sword. Oh, he got damaged. That's what... Okay. I was watching Oni. Sorry. I've been paying more attention to Oni now, just because Oni is closer. Oh, that hit was in Thunderhead. Ah. But I think he's going to have to beat the trial.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like to me.
I don't see the last relic, but... Even so, this is not super long, and yeah, if he didn't get the hint for the last sword, because it's in Thunderhead, obviously this makes sense. Thank you, Arctic, for reminding us that that hint was in Thunderhead itself.
Yeah, so the one unfortunate thing, too, is the fact that because Oni was gambling on it being in one of the relic locations and then it turned out not to be, Oni kind of has to take a longer path to get the tiers that he skipped. Now, the one thing is that Jasnix, because he has Master Sword going into Scaldera, will be able to get a clean 2 cycle, or at least should be able to get a clean 2 cycle, and it's, I would expect, like, it's not terribly difficult, so he will have that advantage.
Yeah, but I think at this point, Oni is just too far ahead.
Yeah, well, Oni is ahead by an entire dungeon.
Yeah, like, again, it would take Oni basically failing early Thunderhead and having to go hunt for a ballad. I can refresh the streams. And yep, and there's Oni's Master Sword, which should be his go mode. Nice 2 cycle. And yeah, as I said, Oni going in to do early Thunderhead from here.
Yeah.
He will Beetle Warp, I think, rather than... Well, he checked the cube already, I think, but will Beetle Warp.
Yeah. Right, because Oni would not have opened up Sky.
Oh, he didn't actually go in here at all. Yeah. Yeah, and like we said, early Thunderhead here.
Yeah, dying into the void so that Link dies immediately and doesn't do a separate get up animation. So yeah, so it's literally just select file 1 and then wait until the cutscene is almost over and hit start.
Yep.
Yep. And yeah, so I think Jasnix was hoping that last cube would be useful, but it wasn't. I think he might not be entirely sure which chest it corresponds to because he was checking the one on top, which is not in these settings.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's Jasnix with his Triforce that we've known about for a while. Yeah, Oni, because of the hint, he's going to douse East Island, but check these first. Oh. But yeah, Oni is probably 5 to 6 minutes away.
Okay, so Jasnix about to get his harp.
Yeah, but
it's
too far
way
behind.
too late. But yeah, so at this point, unless something absolutely catastrophic happens, yeah, this is Oni's match, which means that Oni will be advancing to 3-0 and will be the first seed out of this group. And
racing Nindy.
Yeah. And Jasnix will presumably be the second seed out of this group, which
although
is a terrifying.
He does still have a race to run, but Kid Cod is going to be definitely like Jasnix versus Kid Cod is a good race in the first round of the bracket.
Yeah.
Series. Jasnix will still have to play Dirk, so like Dirk is definitely less experienced, but there's no guarantee. Yeah, Rando does like to rando. Just because you're the favorite, you don't win every race. I mean, I don't think Dirk has raced Jasnix, but I've seen Dirk beating Oni a couple times. So, you never know. Rando likes to rando, and one routing choice can kind of change everything.
Yep, which is basically this entire scene was I did.
Yeah, I mean, the early Zelda's that kind of determined the race. I mean, early Thunderhead was good for Jasnix, but yeah, that harp location is just what killed him. Because like we said, there's not a lot of reason for him to go back until he went to do Sanche. Like, I think that was his last location left.
Yeah, I think I think it very well might have been a last location. I can't, unless there was like some other like random Skyloft check that was left, but I don't
think, I mean, turning in Colin's letter.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but beyond that, like, it made sense for Jasnix to go when he did, but also it made sense for him not to go before he did.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this definitely, like, puts a lot of pressure on Jasnix for his next race. His race against Dirk has not been scheduled yet. But yeah, the pressure is definitely on.
And then Oni getting the "you wretched brat." And now it's just a demise fight in between Oni and Victory.
Yep. And the demise fight is pretty straightforward. If you know the strategy, it's a very scripted fight.
Yep.
I feel like I say this every race because when I didn't realize this, it looked really hard.
Yeah. Now for the question, the one thing is, like, it's very easy to miss ping in Sandship because a lot of the checks kind of overlap, so
Yeah,
I think Jasnix was just being safe.
The stern and the chest at the bottom both overlap, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, the fact that Sandship is barren, like, he still needs to find the body, so
Yep.
he's gonna go for anything that looks like it's pinging. And with that, Oni has won with a race time of 1:50:02.
Yeah, and Oni is not going to come in for an interview. English is not his first language, so... but Jasnix is going to come in, so I'm going to pull him in. GG, Jasnix.
Hey, GG's.
So what did you think about the seed?
Honestly, I really wish I did early Zelda's Closet. I feel like, honestly, that one decision might have just decided the whole race, because
it did.
It just really fucked everything up for me, because that beetle, like, I was really not sure what was going on with the beetle logic, because I just got it like so late. So no, as soon as I saw that, like, I was thinking in the back of my head, like, if Oni did it, I think I just lose this straight up. And then when I saw the harp location, I was even more so like, yeah, there's no way. Like, it was just kind of unfortunate that, like, I didn't end up doing it, because, like, I think I played pretty well, and like, I think I looked like I was pretty close. I just had to finish Sandship, which would have been like 8 more minutes, or like, I think combined it would have been like 8 more minutes till I finished or something. But no, yeah, it was just kind of unfortunate, but it happens.
Yeah, I mean, the early Zelda's Closet was the deciding thing. We kept thinking, like, okay, maybe he's gonna get a beetle, but then we saw the harp where it was. It's like, he's not checking that anytime soon.
Yeah. It was just kind of like a perfect storm of, like, everything went wrong because of not getting the beetle early. So I will say, though, I actually think I earned this, because I remember last year when I played Oni in Season 3, I won a race by, like, I think it was like 30 minutes, like a 30-minute margin, because I did early Zelda's Closet, he didn't, and I got the whip, and the whip led to, like, everything, and that was, like, your big block item. And I remember I bet after this race, like, after that race, he remembered like till now, like do early Zelda's Closet against me because like that's how I won last time. So you know what? GG's, like fair enough. Like honestly, I think I kind of deserve this. Like
yeah, you also had that really close race with Oni where it came down to frames, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a race, I think that
it was an effective tie.
Yeah. And then we
Oni was
it,
on emulator, so if Oni had been on console, he would have won that race.
Yeah, I think that one we replayed, and then I don't remember what the score of the series ended up being, but I know we did replay that race. But yeah, so no, I mean, kind of unfortunate. I mean, it kind of sucks to lose. I mean, this might mess with my seating. If I qualify for brackets, I mean, I probably will have to play someone really scary in the first round. But I mean, oh well. KitKat probably.
No, it's definitely KitKat.
That's scary.
Yeah. So the 2 seed from Group C plays the 1 seed from Group B, which is KitKat. So yeah, you obviously you need to beat Dirk to move on. So the winner of that race is going to decide who moves on and plays KitKat. Okay, we should be back. I don't know how long we lost. We're back. I don't know what the last thing they heard was.
Yeah, well, I think Jasnix had just mentioned the digging mid spot was very inconvenient with the routing that he did.
Yeah.
Oni did lower Elden before upper Elden, so he did get the mitts first. So he was able to just go in basically just like the full loop, already having mitts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just your routing wound up being a little unfortunate because of where mitts was.
Yeah, honestly, it's hard to say which of the 2 paths to take is better, and I think it's a little safer to go top. Like I thought it was safer because like you wouldn't have an easy way back to get to upper from there. I mean, you could fly out, fly in, but it's kind of slow. So but yeah, so it just ended up not working out. And then I'm thinking about it more. I think because I would have skipped a lot of stuff if I had the Harper, because I think I would have skipped Boko Base entirely. I would have skipped like all the summit stuff except for just the sword, which I would have gotten.
I mean, it's so what we saw basically. Oni went through mines, death warped, and the first thing he did in desert was the bow, and he just hit go mode.
And he just hit go mode.
So
oh wow!
He didn't even get the cube. He actually skipped the cube because the Sand Oasis chest is pinging. So he was able to skip all of desert. He didn't go to Boko Base. He didn't. What else did he? There's a lot he did.
I know you could skip in that situation. You could skip all of Earth Temple too.
So he did Earth Temple before he went to Linearu, again because he had the beetle and the bomb bag. So
yeah, that was one of those like. I for me at least that would have been great, like at least where I was at, because I mean I probably would have done Earth Temple earlier if I had gotten it, but if I gotten the beetle, but Like I could have go mode at ET, and that would have been like 3 or something minutes. I could have skipped flying the stupid beetle around to get the what's it called, the dragon neck check, and then the other check. I don't know what they're called, but the two you can't ping. I would have been. I'll just run past them, but yeah. So I feel like this race is just a warning. I mean, this is why you do early Zelda's Closet. Not because it's necessarily faster, but because you don't want the other person to get an advantage from it. So
yeah, I mean, it was just the case where all 4 beetles, I think, were locked behind that beetle.
Yeah, all 4 of them were. I believe 2 were in Summit. The other one was, I think, Late Cistern, maybe? No.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't think Oni got them. But
I did get Tough Beetle eventually, but
yeah, I mean, you got Tough Beetle, but I think the one in Earth Temple was definitely locked behind it.
Oh yeah, it was Earth Temple and then 2 in Boko Base.
Yeah, so
just a legendary combo, like the most beetle locked beetles I've ever seen in my life. Like, well, one in Earth Temple locked behind a floating a key piece on a rupee check, and then the other was Mogwamits, which were on a beetle check. So
yeah, and it made sense that you didn't go to Zelda's Closet before you went to Linearu, but that obviously was that was the thing that could have saved you.
Yeah, the other, because I also did some funky routing, because I wanted to get early Thunderhead immediately, just because when you're leaving Eldon from that spot, I mean, it's I had low health, and then it honestly just wasn't really a bad play. I can get a quick bit save to save some flying, so I did a bit save onto Skyloft and combined it with early Thunderhead. But because of that put me in the weird spot of where I start my Skyloft trip at Bazaar, which means I have to route the rest of my Skyloft weirdly. So I chose to do Rinna into Waterfall Cave, fly from Waterfall Cave straight to Goddess Statue, which is literally a 1-second flight, and then take that, go down, and then I think I ended at Birdie, I think. Because I think I had crystals. I think I ended Batro. I think I ended at Batro. I think I had Birdie. I got the baby rattle, so I did that, and then I turned in some crystals, which I want to talk about that after this. But anyway, doing that, it left me in a spot where ending at Academy just wouldn't really work well. So I mean, I guess I could have gone backwards. I could have done Birdie and then gone the other way, but that's just not really that's not a good play. If I got Gus Bells in Academy, then it's just all right, well, that sucks. So I mean, I honestly don't even think I routed wrong with what I was doing. It just it just turns out to be unfortunate that what I needed to do just didn't work out. So
yeah, I mean, and Patro was unhinted Baron.
Yeah, okay. So I got the Baron crystals in caves, and I was like, maybe it's Baron, and then I felt validated when I went to Petro 30. I saw the ping and I was like, oh, never mind. Then I opened the chest and it was just more crystals. And I was like, what? What is this? How does this work?
It is the Baron blocker for Petro.
Yeah. I was really lost about that. So that annoyed me. But I was I'm pretty sure in that situation, if you get something in a Baron region, it's dead. But I feel like crystals are the ultimate asterisk item where it's just anything there could be a million reasons for crystals being in weird spots. I feel like they're not a good rule following item, so I don't like to just make judgments on them, because I'm either if it's path hints or something like this where it's I don't trust crystals. It's some weird shit goes on with them. So
Yal has talked about this, that there's stuff I think that is not completely right with how they work, but yeah.
Also, okay, wait, where's Sanchit boss key? Also,
at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was actually, I was going to go back and do that next. So, yeah. I usually route Sanchit where I push the block to open the windows, then I go to the basement, I leave the dungeon through the statue, and then I can use you can use that to just quickly do the basically kind of skip the lifeboat cutscenes. So I like doing that because you also get to ping the bottom chest first. But yeah, I would have gotten that, so I probably would have finished in 8 minutes. I think I'm right about like 8 or 9 minutes. I would have finished in. So
Yeah. So another question. So you saw the Sandship Baron at the start of the seed, and you didn't create a Bitmagic file to prep for Tantalus skip. Like, is there a reason you didn't?
because I kept forgetting. I guess that was honest. That was my main reason.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't remember things. I also I'm not good at remembering specifically Bitmagic files because like I usually overcomplicate it because like I sometimes think about like doing the Elden setup where like you shoot the thing, and then I was thinking a little bit about like setting up the Elden setup, and I forgot because I think there was like an early slingshot on Elden, and then I was thinking about that for a while, and then whenever I go to Skeleton and Sandship Seed, like I find it so rare that I actually end up wanting to do Tantalus skip that I usually forget about it, like making a Bitmagic file. Also because I don't know, it feels slow. Like I just don't like doing it. And then I kind of just forgot until it was too late that wait, I like should have one because I like obviously Tantalus Arcane is dead. So it's just I don't know. It's just one of those things about Rando that I just tend to forget all the time. So yeah, that's why. No grand reason. It's just I'm forgetful.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, so that was a seed. That was a seed.
Yeah. I don't have anything else. I don't know if you all do.
Only thing I'm gonna say is I'm gonna go practice early Zelda's Closet.
Also, you're not allowed to ban Vimy, just so it's clear.
Damn it! Oh, I can't. We can't have any Sandship like lovers in the chat. Like that's not
okay, but it's Vimy.
I don't make exceptions.
Well, it's Vimy, so. I mean, yeah, you can ban me. That's fine.
No banning Golden.
No banning Golden. We need Golden.
I think we're just about wrapped up. So, please give our runners a follow again, and GG's to Oni. Congrats to him. Jasnix still has one more race, which I don't think they've scheduled yet. Thanks 64 for jumping in to commentate with me, and thank you to our lovely trackers Ryukin and Vibrant Viola. We're going to go raid the Master DS, who's playing his very first Skyward Sword randomizer. So go watch a new person play some Skyward Sword. And when is our next race? I think our next race is not until next Saturday, but there might be one on the schedule soon. So keep an eye out, and thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good rest of your Sunday night.
Bye.